So this evening we will be going over blockchain technology and smart contracts, okay? So you want to get your pen and papers ready. I will make sure to post this live. I don't care if no one logs onto it. I said I was doing it, so it's getting done. I host these lives for the PGH network. It's my responsibility to give the information, and that's what I'm here to do. So we'll be going over tonight, what is blockchain, how do they work, what problems they solve, and how they can be used, okay? So first we're going to get into blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is a chain of blocks that contain information, okay? The term has been around since 1991, okay? It was created by a group of researchers. It was originally intended to timestamp documents so that it wouldn't be possible to backdate them or tamper with them, okay? It went mostly unused until 2019 to create the digital coin, okay? The digital cryptocurrency named Bitcoin. So from 1991 up to 2019, it lay pretty dormant. It wasn't being utilized until someone wanted to come along and create Bitcoin, and they wanted to utilize the blockchain technology to do so. Okay. Next, a blockchain is a distributed ledger. Once data is recorded inside the blockchain, it can become difficult to change it. Okay. Hey there, I'm just going through. I'm gonna go through, and then if you guys need to go back, you can always go back and catch the beginning of it, okay? So this is kind of what a blockchain looks like. Right here, you have a block and you have three elements that build the block, okay? So the first of all, the three elements that build the block are data. One is data, one is hash, and one is hash of the previous block. So we're dealing with data, information. We're dealing with hash, which I'll explain, and we're dealing with hash from the previous block, okay? Hash can be compared to a fingerprint, okay? It's always unique. Once data changes in the block, so does the hash, all right? So the hash, that's one of the elements that makes up the blockchain, not the blockchain, the block that's in the blockchain is, it's like a fingerprint. It's like an encryption. And once the data is changed, so is the hash, okay? So the first block in a blockchain does not rely on information from previous blocks. Therefore, it is called the Genesis block, okay? The first block in the blockchain. So you see I have these are my notes, but I have like a little illustration of how everything works right here, just so you guys can see. So any changes to a single block will make the remaining blocks invalid, okay? So as you can see in my little, I'm not an artist, okay? I'm an artist, but not a drawing artist, okay? So as you can see in my little illustration here, I have three blocks, right? This is the Genesis block. The Genesis block is the first block in a blockchain, and it doesn't rely on previous hash. As I explained before, hash is the information that's in the blockchain. And a block in a blockchain has three elements. One is data, one is hash, and one is previous hash, okay? But a Genesis block, which is a block that is first in line in the creation of a blockchain, does not rely on previous data, okay? Let me go back to my notes. Any changes to a single block will make the remaining blocks invalid. So let's say somebody came in, let's just say hackers or anybody that's trying to pry into the information of what's going on with the blockchain. They come in and they make a change that makes all the previous blocks invalid. So they can't move forward with the process of hacking or the process of digging into or doing anything with these blocks because they basically corrupted it and their whole their whole plan falls and crumbles, okay? To mitigate hash tampering, which is what we just got into, blockchain utilizes something called proof of work, okay? Proof of work slows down the creation of new blocks. In digital currency, it takes about 10 minutes to receive data and add a new block to the blockchain, okay? 10 minutes. This makes it hard to tamper with because one change will cause necessary changes for previous proofs of work. So you figure this block is being supported by a chain, which is the proof of work to get to the next block, okay? That proof of work, that is the link between those two blocks, is stopping the information that's housed in the block from being tampered with, okay? The security comes from the hash mechanism and the proof of work, which is what I just explained. Another security measure is the distribution. They use a peer-to-peer network and everyone is allowed to join. When someone joins, they get a full copy of the blockchain, okay? When someone creates a new block, it is available to everyone on the network, okay? Network could be a digital currency. Network could also be a form of distribution of payment. This creates a consensus, which would have to be meticulously changed block by block, including proofs of work. So I already explained that the blockchain is the block with the three elements: data, hash, and previous hash. The chain is the proof of work, and then you have another block, okay? And the proof of work supports the block in the blockchain, all right? Where am I at? Okay. Blockchains are constantly evolving. The most recent update to blockchains are smart contracts. These contracts are simple programs that are stored on the blockchain and can be used to exchange coins based on certain conditions, okay? Smart contracts are no different than paper contracts. The only difference in smart contracts is they're totally and completely digital. You're not going to come in here and have to sign a piece of paper. It already has been designated to what is supposed to happen with this particular network or this particular arena. So let's say digital coins are going to have their own kinds of smart contracts, but there are also other industries that are going to have their own kinds of smart contracts as well, okay? How will blockchain be used in smart contracts? Well, smart contracts can be used for digital records. Blockchain and smart contracts can be used for taxes. Blockchain and smart contracts can be used as digital notaries because you figure you're dealing with the type of technology that doesn't allow things to be tampered with or changed. Perfect for notaries, perfect for medical records, perfect for taxes, okay? Within doing my own research, I've grown a deeper understanding as to why a lot of things are happening in our financial institutions. Hello, everybody, for joining the live. Thank you. That pretty much was the overview of blockchain technology. So smart contracts were developed in 1997 by Nick Szabo. Chinese name.
By Nick.
Not different, just digital. That's a little note that I put down here just to explain the fact that the smart contracts aren't necessarily different from our regular day-to-day contracts. They're just digital. They're tiny computer programs stored inside of a blockchain, okay? Is anybody in here familiar with Kickstarter, the crowdfunding site? Kickstarter is a crowdfunding program. Basically, it's a third-party crowdfunding program that links. It's kind of like GoFundMe. It links the person with the person that needs the money with the person with the money. Okay,
It's
you are Aisha Good. So what basically happens on that crowdfunding platform is Kickstarter is the trusted middleman to these two people who bring them together and make sure that if the total is met of what they're asking for, Kickstarter distributes it. And the person that's donating needs to be able to trust Kickstarter to actually house the money until it's time to bring it down. Okay? The reason that I mentioned that is because smart contracts is a lot like that, but without a middleman. Okay? It enables the same process without a third party. Why is it safe on a blockchain? It's immutable and it's distributed. Those are two terms that you want to write down. I'm going to get a little deeper into them right now. Immutable, IMMUTABLE, and distributed, DISTRIBUTD. Okay, so being immutable means that it can never be changed again. Okay, no one can come behind your back and change it. Once that smart contract, once that code is set into the smart contract, there can be no changes, okay? Distributed means the output is validated by everyone on the network. So a single person cannot elect to or move or delete funds because the rest of the network can mark it as an invalid. So if a move is made where, let's just say, okay, someone tried to come in and make a change to the code without anyone else knowing for either their own benefit or the benefit of their team that are involved with this whole big network, that's not possible. And that's why it's a trusted system, because none of these changes can be made like at the snap of a finger. So hacking of contracts become almost impossible, okay? Different uses of smart contracts. Banks can use them to disperse loans and automatic payments. Insurance companies can use them to process claims, and the Postal Service can utilize them as payment on delivery. So a lot of people might remember back in the days when we had USPS, we had COD, cash on delivery. Now with this blockchain technology and smart contracts being utilized to support the blockchain technology, we can have payment on delivery again. And it can be at the touch of a button, okay? There are a few programs that will utilize smart contracts, but Ethereum was specifically created to house and use smart contracts. Some of you may not know what Ethereum is. Ethereum is the number 2 cryptocurrency on the market right now, next to Bitcoin. And a lot of people, including me, didn't understand why it's number 2 when it's so low in value compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is knocking at between $6,500 and $7,000 on any given day for the past maybe like a couple of months. Ethereum is only knocking at between like $130 to $170. So that's a huge price gap. Why is this cryptocurrency number 2 on the list, but in value, it's way beneath? There are other cryptocurrencies that are worth more, because this cryptocurrency was specifically designed to support smart contracts. And I'm so glad that I'm invested in it. But that's not even a plug or anything like that. I came across this information digging into what a smart contract is, why it was developed, what is it all about. And lo and behold, I see the first cryptocurrency that I ever invested in, I see this name pop up on the information. And I'm just like, okay, now I get it. Now I get why it's number 2. So Bitcoin also holds the use of smart contracts, but it's a lot more limited than Ethereum's use of smart contracts. So that's that's a complete description, even though it was very brief. It was the full description on blockchain technology and smart contracts. Do you guys have any questions? I will go over, you guys, some of you that are in here, just got in here, I know you probably didn't catch everything, but feel free to go back, look at the beginning of the live once everything is said and done. I went over what blockchain technology is, how blockchain technology works, what problems they solve, and how they can be used, okay? I also went over what smart contracts are, why they're safe on the blockchain, and how they can be used. So interchangeably, these two systems are going to be utilized to support the main systems that we rely on. Banks, medical institutions, and the postal service. Those are the three main things that, we can't make moves in this world without. If you ask me, this is a lot of the reason why we're kind of like all sitting down right now and not allowed to make too many moves and do too many things, because the structure of these institutions is trying to stabilize their use of this technology. And in order to finalize everything, they couldn't be constantly moving in the old way. They had to restart everything and start to be able to utilize it in a new way. I'll do another brief overview of cryptocurrency because, and I think I'm going to have to start, hosting these lives probably on YouTube. So maybe there will be a PGH Network YouTube page created, because I was not able to save the live last time, and I think it's because of the topic of conversation. So just keep that in mind. If you see click a link in the bio, it's going to be because I have to switch everything over to another platform in order to freely save and be able to allow you guys to replay the descriptions that I give and stuff like that. I have to get my cryptocurrency notes. I didn't have a notebook that day. So what is cryptocurrency? A form of currency based on mathematics produced by solving complex mathematic problems based on cryptography. Okay, a few brief points. I'm just going to go over a few brief points because I was not able to save this live. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these notes, and I'm probably going to do a whole new one on a YouTube page that I can just have saved, okay? So, but this is a few little brief notes that you guys can take away, do some research on your own until I do that. There are more than 1,500 cryptocurrencies, and currently the market value of all combined is $589 billion. Yes, cryptocurrency is the future. Green up 2400. You already sensed ahead of the game just by saying that. I appreciate that. Yes, they are trying to cut the almighty dollar off and use cryptocurrency. And yes, everyone will be suggested, if not mandated, to utilize it. Okay. What is a crypto wallet and how many exist? A crypto wallet is a place where cryptocurrency can be purchased, stored, shared, and traded. Okay. And there are more than 6 million wallets out there. Not to overwhelm you, not to make you be stressed out. Take a deep breath. It's okay. But there are more than 6 million wallets out there. And basically a wallet is, like I said, a place where things can be stored, shared, and traded. But to compare it to something that we already utilize, it's kind of like a bank account. Basically, it is one. So you may have to give up the same information that you give up to go and to open a bank account that you do to download a wallet. Now a wallet, everything is digital. Remember, this is all being done in a digital world. So you're going to download an app. So it might, in your mind, not seem as secure. It might feel like, okay, I'm downloading this app, but they want my ID, they want my social security number. It's because things are about to change and be done in a whole different way. And you're going to have to get comfortable with doing things in this manner, okay? Are currencies volatile? Meaning, do they go up, down, and all around? Are they going crazy? Can you rely on them to be stable? And from the research previously done, currencies were perceived to be volatile only because there wasn't a lot of knowledge about them. But now we're 10 years in the game with cryptocurrencies, and they hold a lot more stability, especially because of the scheduled boostings of them. And I will be covering something in regards to that next week, so make sure you guys tune in next week. How safe is your money with cryptocurrencies? Well, if you think about it, the banking system has been subjected to hackers. It's been subjected to all kinds of people trying to infiltrate the system. But like I previously explained with the blockchain technology, cryptocurrency relies on a whole different security system and technology that can almost not even be tampered with. So the security level is, I would say, 1,000,000 times higher than the banking system, okay? Nobody can come in and rob you at gunpoint. Rob your institution at gunpoint. We're not talking about Brinks trucks and all of this and all of this. This is all on a digital scale, okay? How hard do the cryptocurrencies work for you? Unlike banks that can take 1 to 7 days to approve some transactions, cryptocurrency is run on a 24/7 timeline, okay? You can be up at 3 o'clock in the morning and send somebody some Bitcoin and it goes straight to their wallet. No problems, okay? The bank, you try to deposit, let's say you wanted to give somebody $10,000. Oh, I owe you $10,000. Let me slide that to you real quick. Boom, right to your wallet. The bank, you gotta take the money in there, sign it off. First of all, they gotta count it all out, make sure it's there. Make sure it's all real, deposited. They're going to give you a percentage of it, maybe, depending on what institution that you're dealing with. They might give you a percentage of it and say, okay, well, this much is going to be available now, and then it'll take 3 to 7 days, business days, for the rest to be available. Cryptocurrency doesn't work like that. Cryptocurrency looks at your wallet and says, oh, you have this money and you want to give it to this person or this institution? Done. No third party, no middleman. This is between you and the person that you're giving it to. A lot of this is based on peer-to-peer. You have to remember. So this was developed to exchange money between people, kind of like Cash App. Okay? I'm giving my money to, but it's not even like Cash App, because Cash App is an institution. This is just straight from you to the person or you to the establishment. Okay? That's how they work for you. They work for you on a 24/7 snap of a finger timeline, okay? Where does the real value of cryptocurrencies lie? It lies in their blockchain. The blockchain technology, which I just explained earlier in this video, which when this is over, you can go back, take a look at it. Please make sure you have your notebooks and your pens. You will want to take notes, okay? Hopefully I didn't speak too fast, because I speak kind of fast. So I'll try to slow it down for these lives, because this information is very, 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 very important. It's important that we wrap our minds around what all of this means, because this is a system that's been put in place that we are going to have to utilize whether we like it or not. And I'm kind of liking it because it's an opportunity to invest in something that's about to sweep the world off its feet. Kind of like when the gold rush, and all of a sudden people had all of these certificates saying how much gold they had housed in some, building, and they were able to transfer this and this and that. And if you had some, you can kind of allow people to invest in your stock of it and stuff like that. That's just the same thing that's going on right here with the cryptocurrency world. So that's what we're looking at and dealing with. What other cryptocurrency notes? How hard do they work for you? The real value. What are the smallest fractions of cryptocurrency? So everything can be broken down into fractions, which allows you a wide range of investors, okay? The wealthy and the check-to-check individual can benefit from cryptocurrency. For instance, if a cryptocurrency is worth $100, you can buy half or 25%. There are some wallets that will allow you to, like Bitcoin right now is at, I didn't even check it today. I've been so busy, but Bitcoin right now is probably between $6,500 and $7,000 per coin. But there are some wallets that you can download BitPay is a cool wallet. MyCrypto.com is a cool wallet. They have a lot of different perks in their wallet, like different levels of their cards will allow you different perks. Like one of their cards, like you can have access to the skybox at the airport, 3% back, stuff like that. And these are crypto wallets. But these wallets will allow you to invest in Bitcoin at a minimum of $50. So let's say Bitcoin, let's say you have $500 sitting around, or even $50 that you could spare sitting around that you're really not doing nothing with it. You just want to test it. You just want to see how all this stuff works. You throw $50 inside of a cryptocurrency wallet. A few months later, it's $100. It may not even take a few months. Maybe a few days, depending on the date and time that you invested. But let's say you put 500 in there. Let's say you put 15. It's to your level of it's about 7,100. Good. So I think that's the highest it's been in the last few months. But it's to your comfortability level how much you decide to play around with. But these wallets will give you an opportunity to get familiar with what exactly is going on. And the fact that you can invest a minimum of $50 kind of puts you in the same conversational arena as all these financial institutions, financial advisors, people that are having these types of conversations that really aren't coming out and talking to us and saying anything about it. Okay, so that's going to conclude this live. I'm going to go ahead and end it here if anyone doesn't have any questions. This one was a little bit brief, but I wanted to make sure I got straight to the point, short and sweet, with everything on blockchain technology and smart contracts. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, if anything is unclear in the live, and you're like, okay, but what about this, but what about that? Just DM them to the page, PGH Network, and it'll get to me. I'll be sure to get back to you guys. The next live, I don't even know what it's going to be on, but it'll be on this page. Signing off. This is Crypto Coco. And I'll see you guys on the next What About Your Money. It'll be on Monday at 7 p.m.